Shalom everybody, we continue our class with Musar, the gates of joy. We have a very interesting topic today. Who should you trust, men or a woman? You should post it in every group that you know, because today, finally, you'll get the answer.
Yeah.
And the answer is right in this book, The Gate of Joy, the book of the Way of the Tzaddikim that we study every day, Orchot Tzaddikim, the Way of the Tzaddikim. Highly recommended. We're on page 187. Elishama, please, bechavod.
And one must trust in the blessed God to give him prosperity in his work and his affairs, and not trust in his labors and exertion themselves, but regard them rather as a means of deriving his sustenance from the blessed God. This is comparable to a man splitting wood.
I thought we had the very bottom. V'chen ha'adam. Similarly, that man.
Sorry. Similar to that man whose entire livelihood and needs depend upon another man should not respond his trust in his heart upon the man and upon that man.
Stop. We've learned that last time that we should put our trust in God. Right. Now, the Chacham, Rabbi here in this Sefer, brings that fable, an example of an ox that chopped woods. So it's not the metal that chopped the wood. The power comes from the hand that holding it. You can lay on this piece of metal on the top on a tree trunk, nothing's going to happen. But the power comes from the
individual.
Right, the person himself. Okay. So we see things in our life that we think that we create ourselves. This is something we did or we earned thanks to our wisdom, thanks to our strength, thanks to our efforts. And the question is that true or not? If I wouldn't make any efforts. And if I have to make effort, what's the limit? This is a $1 million question. People don't know how much to put effort. Many likes to spend more time with their family, for themselves. To have time for sports, time to study, to learn, to do other things than being in the store or at work for so many hours. So you were created and you brought to this world to work all your life?
No.
You work harder than a donkey, than a horse.
That's a punishment, no?
It's a curse. To work, it's a curse. How do we know? It says in the book of Genesis, the book of Bereshit. Yeah. What does it says? It says that God curses. I'm sorry. Adam was cursed. Bezeat apecha tochalachem, for the sweat of your body you eat bread. You eat bread. So we need to eliminate as much as we can this sweat. The more is not better. The more is
would it be
bad.
Would it be good to sweat if you're going to do a mitzvah?
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. And we'll get to it Bezrat Hashem soon. So what's the limit? How long one should work? How much efforts? Today we'll make, if we know, when we answer the question, who should you trust, man or woman? You know how long you need to work and if you need to work. Okay. So the Torah teaches us something very simple. Imagine to yourself that your life depending on one person. So what do? You there's nothing from you. You cannot bring anything to the table that will help you because you're depending on this person. So you're waiting for his salvation or any type of. It's kind of like the way we should put our trust and belief in our Creator. Why? Because any type of trust or any trust that you try to put on either man or woman or any creature, it's actually just a stage before understanding that You need to put your trust on your Almighty, our Creator, only. Why? Because a human being, he needs God too. You think you depend on your boss? You think you depend on your friends? It's not at all. Everybody on earth depends on God. So why not to go to the source?
Yeah.
Some says, it's some things that this is a quick solution. It's best. It's better. It's comfortable. It's easier. Not at all. It's exactly the opposite. On the contrary, if you put your trust on human being, God will do, you know what he'll say? Okay. You put your trust on human being, flesh and blood, he'll put you in his hands, her hands. And then you depend on someone that depends himself. He's himself dependable. Go directly to God.
Right.
Rabbi, please pray for me. Please do this for me. I can pray for you, for your own behalf, for your sake, but you should do it yourself.
Yes.
Can I eat for you? No. Can I drink for you? No. So do it yourself. There is no difference between the spiritual body to the physical body. You don't ask me to do jogging for you, to lift weight in the gym for you. Right? Because you have to do it yourself. Right? Same with spiritual life. Same thing. You should make efforts yourself to learn, to study Torah, to teach others, and to pray to God directly. So why people asking from rabbis to pray for them? Well, it's an extra thing that you can take, extra measures, because rabbis or great tzaddikim are close to God.
Right.
And their tefillot are accepted probably better. Let's put it with God, take their words more seriously. Doesn't mean that you have to stop praying and just send the rabbi a message or call them, please pray for me. Because God was waiting for you to be like the rabbi, that the tzaddik, close to him. When you send someone else to do, so it's kind of like someone sending to a minister or to a king a messenger every day with a gift. Bottom line, the king or the minister knows the messenger. It doesn't know you. When he knows you, when he'll meet you, when you come yourself. If you want God to know you, you need to go yourself. And don't wait till you have prayer times. Every single second in our life, we can meet God. Right? In a spiritual way, not in a physical way. Right? Meet God in a spiritual way. It's easy. Go ahead.
But he should place the root of his trust from the depth of his heart in the blessed Creator. And it is not enough that he says this and not take it to heart, but he must offer praise and thanks to the blessed Creator for not having removed his loving kindness from him. Take this nice analogy as a reminder. 100 blind men are walking one behind the other. Each one has his hand on his neighbor's shoulder, and at the head of all of them is a seeing man who leads them all after him. Each one of them knows that even though he has his hand on his neighbor's shoulder and is being led by him, the direction is not really coming from him, but all are following along after the first seeing man. As if he detaches himself from them, they would all stumble and fall.
Okay, so what we see here? Bottom line, everybody blind.
We all
Do you think everybody knows the truth? The truth is only Torah and Hashem. And you should attach yourself to it yourself. The greatest doctors and professors, they didn't anticipate the big falling in 2008. When was it? What did happen a week before, a day before? Business as usual. But you're expert. How could you not anticipate the problem? The falling, people lost their life.
Wow.
Why? Because people trusted the banks, the professor, the investors.
Right. It's true.
Hashem says, okay. You want to trust human beings? I will leave you in their hands. And that's what happens. And those who trusted God completely, 100%, they didn't lose a penny. And you can hear stories, thousands of them, from people that will tell you I trusted God. I consulted with my Rebbe. I was very careful. Since Hashem's know that I trust Him, He saved me. I didn't lose. I actually make money on the following. And Hashem is showing us this on a daily basis. You know, your boss is just a pipe for Hashem to deliver your mezonot, your livelihood. The Gemara tracted Beitza, after Zayin Amud Aleph, page 16, says very famous thing. It says, מזונותיו של אדם קצובים לו מראש השנה עד ראש השנה. The livelihood of a person, of one, has been determined from Rosh Hashanah to the next one, which means based on the actions, the mitzvot or the sin you've done the year before, on Rosh Hashanah, New Year, it's been determined how much you'll make this year. So if everything is determined, why I have to work so hard during the year? Let's say God says, this year this guy will make $50,000. Okay, so I have to work hard. Hashem will deliver it to me. No. You had to make some efforts. And you can get a little bit, but you can get more or less, depends on your actions. So if you be a wicked, Hashem won't deliver. It's based on your actions. If you be tzaddik, you try harder, Hashem will give you more. Any money you spend for the expenses of Shabbat, or Torah, or tzedakah, or your children's Torah learning, it's out of the calculation, out of this equation. You know, sometimes Hashem still give us, nevertheless, we're wicked. Hashem can deliver rain and blessing over a country, nevertheless, the people there are not so good. Why? Why? For the sake of the animals. As it says in Psalms, Adam uvehema toshia Adonai. It says in Psalms 36:7 that Hashem will sometimes bring salvation for human being for the sake of the animals. They don't even deserve it. The cow is better than him.
Wow.